Water quality.
Water quality.
Water quality and cancer correlation.
The fastest climbing cancer rate.
We are advised not to drink the water, not to go in the water.
We use more pesticides per square mile than almost anywhere else in the country.
Nitrate levels.
Nitrate contamination.
We're killing the shrimping industry in the Gulf.
The place that you live is killing you and the people that you love.
Why is it that we're living in a shithole?
Greed.
Greed. Thank you. Hi, I'm Art Cullen. I'm the editor of the Storm Lake Times Pilot in Storm Lake, Iowa, northwest Iowa. And we're here today in front of the Iowa State Capitol, the most beautiful building in the US of A. The reason it's so beautiful today is because the legislature is not in session doing any damage and dragging Iowa back into the Stone Age. You can see this empty parking lot behind me. And we're gonna go around the state from Alamon to Lansing to learn all about what's grinding Iowa's gears before the 2026 elections. And it's not what kind of underwear you're wearing or what kind of bathroom you're using. It's about good roads, clean air, clean water, and a balanced way of life in rural Iowa that we used to enjoy before we sold our system to the highest bidder, and that's corporate America and big ag. And I think we need an honest conversation, and we're gonna find one driving around this great state. We're driving past Supreme Beef cattle lot where there's somewhere around 9,000 to 10,000 head of cattle that are laid in here along not too far from Bloody Run Creek, which is a rare trout stream in Iowa. We're going to stop and visit with Chris Jones, a retired water research scientist with the University of Iowa, and Larry Stone, a retired environmental writer with the Des Moines Register, who've been advocating for the health of Bloody Run Creek.
Bloody Run Creek is one of our best streams in Iowa. It's a trout stream. It has natural reproduction of brown trout, very popular with fishermen in this area and actually all over the four-state area, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and Illinois. People come here to fish. This is a very high nitrate site compared to all the monitored sites in Iowa. The nitrate here is usually between 20 and 25 milligram per liter.
And wouldn't the University of Iowa College of Public Health say they'd like to see that about 5?
So so for human consumption, it must be below 10. We now know that drinking water should probably be below 3 milligram per liter nitrate. But we can see here in the uplands, it's intensively farmed, and so we have a lot of nutrient inputs into the stream.
And by nutrients, you mean what?
Nitrogen and phosphorus.
And that comes from where?
That comes from fertilization of corn and soybeans.
So that's both like anhydrous ammonia, is that what you're talking?
So there's about 4 or 5 commercial products that farmers use to fertilize crops. Anhydrous ammonia is the most common.
Yeah.
And then of course we have manure fertilization, which is very common here because we have a lot of livestock up here at the top. So on the other side of the road here is a more apparent growth of algae and moss and other things that result from these elevated nutrient
levels. Look at that, that's disgusting.
As you can see, there's a huge hog confinement behind me, and there's 12,000 head of cattle just up the hill from me. And so we've challenged some things about Supreme Beef. We did sue them, and the judge sided with us and said the water use permit had been inappropriately issued, but DNR won't act.
We are advised not to drink the water, not to go in the water, not to encounter the water in any way.
Because of what?
Because of nitrates, because of pollution.
I just spent $140 on a countertop reverse osmosis water filter that I'm now using for all my cooking, all my tea, all my coffee, anything that like water that is involved in any cooking or drinking is coming from that little pot.
We are surrounded on all sides by people who are pushing through the same legislation that is not helping people in Iowa. They haven't even bothered to talk about the water quality issue because they're too busy pushing culture war issues.
For the state to defund the water quality monitoring network while our nutrient load continues to rise is not an indication that they're serious about solving this issue.
See, the Twin Cities, Rochester, Minnesota, those are all really appealing. And they have action to protect their public waterways and to protect their people in a way that Iowa has simply just completely dismissed us. And it feels like they want young people out.
It genuinely does feel like that.
You're not leaving.
I'm here out of spite. I will stay here and do everything I can. I'm not leaving. This is my state too, and I hope a lot of other people feel that way.
It's nice. It's a gorgeous spot.
It is. I mean, this isn't something you see in Iowa hardly ever. And so,
Yeah.
you know, obviously we have, you know, a really degraded environmental condition around Iowa, and we have some gems. And can we not protect the few gems that we have, right?
Do you have any idea how many miles of stream there are in Iowa?
About 70,000.
70,000, and we can't protect 6 miles of stream, the most important trout area in the state, and we can't protect it from that kind of gross crap that we saw up at the headwaters. I keep asking, why is it that we're living in a shithole?
Greed.
Greed, thank you.
And so we, you know, we need to farm every square inch that can be farmed.
Is this gonna kill us?
So it's certainly already killed some of us, without a doubt. I mean, we know Iowa has the second highest cancer rate in the country. We know that drinking high nitrate water is associated with colorectal cancer, thyroid cancer, bladder cancer in women,
And then also neurological disorders.
so the blue-green algae cause all sorts of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Lou Gehrig's disease, and so birth defects are more common, drinking high nitrate water. So it's very likely quite a few Iowans have already died of this.
We're going to stop here in Iowa City and visit with Dr. James Merchant. He's the founding dean of the University of Iowa College of Public Health, and he's a leading national researcher on occupational hazards associated with agriculture.
The chirophos is, of course, a big issue, and legislation was proposed by Bayer and other pesticide manufacturers to really indemnify them and from the health effects, particularly cancer, that has been associated with that chemical. What is not appreciated is that low levels of this chemical get into groundwater. It gets into the well water, shallow wells that are predominant in rural Iowa from runoff.
Yeah.
And so people are drinking low levels of this carcinogen,
Glyphosate.
24/7.
Yeah.
And so I think the problem is broader than occupation, say, and the industry says, well, it's, you know, these people are exposed to high levels occupationally, and they don't have cancer. But what we're seeing statewide is we're seeing it throughout the state.
Do you think Iowa's unique in any way, or
I mean,
you think it's just a weird coincidence?
I don't think it's a weird coincidence. I think there's definitely factors, and there's been studies to show that there is connections between nitrate levels and lifestyle and everything else that congeals to make this cancer problem what it is right now. But Iowa's tied with Kentucky for it being particularly bad.
I think Iowa might be a perfect storm for this cancer crisis because of the factors that we're seeing externally, but also the negligence that we're seeing at the state capitol and the inability or the fact that they don't want to go there is making it a lot worse.
State officials and the agribusiness community insist that they are doing something by encouraging voluntary limitation of ag nutrients on the land. Agriculture Secretary Mike Naig says batching and building water filtration systems near drainage tile lines and along rivers can limit surface water pollution. But he would not make himself available to speak with us. Governor Kim Reynolds says regulation is unnecessary because it will stifle ag innovation. She too encourages voluntary nutrient reduction. What are you fishing for?
Walleye. So this is a channel here that is not deep, but there's typically a, look at that, I got a fish. Oh, I lost it. Oftentimes there's a lot of fish in this channel, even though it's not very deep. And so too bad I lost him. That was a good hit.
Well, you think it was a walleye?
Probably.
Yeah, a little one?
You know, Art, I only catch big.
Well, that's true.
So,
what is the environmental quality of these backwaters?
so after all these rivers come in, you know, the Cedar and Iowa and Des Moines, the Wapsie, the Turkey, after they all come in,
Yeah.
the river really changes character when you get kind of south of Clinton. Species diversity is much lower. And so I'm told once you get south of the Iowa River confluence, then it's not good at all.
Yeah. So then those nutrients travels down the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. What happens down there?
When the nutrients really are abundant in the water, there's going to be something there to use them. And so what uses them down there is the blue-green algae.
Reports of toxic blue-green algae.
Blue-green algae blooms.
Toxic blue-green algae.
Blue-green algae blooms.
They just multiply explosively when the nitrogen and phosphorus are high, and especially nitrogen. And then when they die, bacteria consume that organic matter that's in the blue-green algae, and that process sucks up all the oxygen from the water column, and so then all the desirable species like shrimp and fish and whatever can't live.
They can't get big, and the shrimpers are getting lower and lower harvests.
That's right. And
it's called hypoxia, right?
It's called hypoxia. So yeah, it's a terrible ecological problem.
And it's an economic problem for those shrimpers.
It is, and so...
so we can grow 200 bushel corn, we're killing the shrimping industry in the Gulf.
And we are, that's right. And not only the commercial fishing, but recreation too. And so we see these big algae blooms down in the Gulf can cause beach closures on the Mississippi coast, especially. The Quad Cities, for example, gets their drinking water from the Mississippi. Clinton, I believe, does also. On down, St. Louis uses the Mississippi as a source of drinking water. And so, you know, when it catches up to you is, you know, depends on who you are as a person.
Yeah.
If you like hunting and fishing and bird watching and enjoying nature, it's probably already caught up to you. If you don't care about any of those things, or if you have the wealth to take a vacation to Colorado or Alaska or some other place that still retains some ecological integrity, might not matter to you then either, right?
Yeah.
And so if you're stuck here, right? If you're stuck here by your level of income, then it probably matters to you.
Yeah. Here we are on the banks of the Wisconsin Channel of the Mississippi River at DeSoto, Wisconsin. And we just got off the boat with our friend Chris Jones, who was talking about the many challenges of the Mississippi. And one of the things that strikes me today is that I live in Storm Lake, Iowa, which is over 5 hours from this location. And what we do there doesn't stay there. It ends up south of here in the Mississippi River. So we're growing corn in Storm Lake and raising hogs and cracking eggs, and the pollution ends up here and eventually is suffocating the Gulf of Mexico. we're strangling the shrimping industry. And trout are eventually going to struggle to survive in Bloody Run Creek if we continue to pollute that. We can't even protect the 6 miles of pristine trout river streams in Iowa. How are we going to protect the Mississippi?
I had a little heart attack a little while back, and now I think I'm having number 2. So I'm here in the car, heading to the ER like you do. I gotta fix it, but I don't know how. Only living like my heart will allow. All I really know is I don't need this shit right now. I just got 2 payments left on my last heart attack. Then I can fly away, just not today. Gotta finish what you start. Got pain in my heart. Keep trying to keep it together, but it keeps on coming apart. I had a little time to think, little time with the shrink around what I'm supposed to do with the bills and the bills and the world and its ills and still not a clue. I gotta fix it, but I don't know how. Only living like my heart will allow. All I really know is I don't need this shit right now. I just got 2 payments left on my last heart attack. Then I can fly away, just not today. Gotta finish what you start. Got pain in my heart. Keep trying to keep it together, but it keeps on coming apart. Keep trying to keep it together.